He played it right. I thought Rybachenko should have put the other guy on a hand.
And Rybachenko, who came in as a big chip leader with 170,000, has now just got, what, a little over 30,000. His stack has been decimated. And Zida, with that victory, is the new chip leader. I think we've had 4 different chip leaders since we started final table play.
He'd be disappointed with himself, Rybachenko.
You can see it. You can see it on his face.
I mean, there's no need for that.
If all else fails, you've always got your high card. Better than that is a pair. 2 pair is better still. Then there's 3 of a kind, also called trips or a set. A straight is 5 in a row of any suit. A flush, 5 of the same suit in any order. A full house beats that. 3 of a kind plus a pair. 4 of a kind is exactly what it says. A straight flush is 5 in a row, all of the same suit. And best of all, a royal flush. That's a straight flush, ace high. The action continues here at the Concord Card Casino, where Rien Zida, who came in with barely, well, not quite 100,000, has virtually doubled his chip stack. And he is now the chip leader after that massive coup against Rybachenko.
Rybachenko's got to feel disappointed with himself.
You can see how much that's varied the chip distribution. Zida in charge, and just a small sliver now for Rybachenko. And with the blinds as they are, and they're going to be going up shortly to 2,000, 4,000, he doesn't have a lot of time left, the Russian.
No, he's on the desperate scale now.
Well, Tort's picked up a hand again. We saw him have ladies earlier, now he's got the hooks.
It's time to get a bit of action. He's played a lot of hands, so his table image is that one of loose and aggressive. And you know, now it's going to pay off. He's got a bit of a hand, 2 jacks. So he's entitled to be called.
So he's raised it 6,000 more.
Now we're down to the blinds.
Chip leader having a peek.
King Queen, more than reasonable. Got to be given some consideration. And he's calling.
7,500 more to him. He was on the small blind.
Well,
and I think that was a call from Orlov, a very quick call from Orlov in the big blind. And why not with ace-10?
Right. Now those jacks are vulnerable. Between the other 2 players, there's 3 overcards over there, and they're not looking too strong.
They've got the overcards covered between them.
Wow.
And there's 2 of them straight off. And that's hit Orlov. But now, Zena's sitting there with his king-queen, and he may think he's ahead. He wants to find out.
Right, he's betting into the other 2 players to get some information. He realises now that if he gets called, that there's more than likely an ace out there.
Call 10,000.
The pair of jacks has virtually got to lay down now, a bet and a call.
2 players, heads up.
I'd be very surprised if he wants to call for 10,000 more.
Right.
That was quite a cute call from Orlov.
Check.
With his ace-10, just called it.
Now,
Richard's gone away.
Check.
now Orlov checked that ace. Now he picked up another ace. Now it's really interesting because Zida's got to figure that Orlov might not have the ace, having checked on the turn. And
well, he's got a bet now with his trip aces.
Because of the way Orlov played it, Zida must call with his king-queen, in my opinion. That's virtually, he's only losing to the trip aces. And Orlov, having played the way he did, giving the impression he didn't have the ace.
And he's going to call for 20,000, and he's not going to like what he sees when Gregory turns over his cards.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lesson there for a lot of amateur players, internet players. You don't have to go mad when you hit top pair. He was very cute there, and he almost sucked in Zida.
Well, because of the way he played it, he actually picked up more chips. He gave the impression he didn't have the ace after Zida checked, and he made rewards on it on the river, giving the impression that the queen might be the best hand.
Judah is the tour director of the European Poker Masters. He's a legendary figure in the game, and his CV, which includes all the tournaments he's won, runs to, well, more than several pages, almost as long as yours, isn't it, Jeff?
Well, longer, actually. He's been playing for over 20 years, and he's won over 3 million in tournaments. And he's a very respected tournament player. And knows a lot about the game. Good to see him directing this tournament. It's nice when a well-known player who understands what's going on is directing a tournament. I think it's
and of course he'll have the immediate respect of all the players here.
Right, they've obviously all heard of him.
Price of poker's going up at the Concord Card Casino. Blinds are now 2,000 and 4,000 with a 400 ante.
Make a raise to 10,000.
All off from the small blind.
10,000.
10,000. Forcing, trying to get a call. And he does.
Well, he's calling him with 10-8.
He's calling him with 10-8. He's got a dominated hand, but he has got position. He's playing against a small blind, and he's on the big blind. So here we got the situation where position is important. They've both missed the flop. They both have weak hands, but having position, he's going to be able to take this hand down if he plays aggressive.
Orlov checks it. Could have represented the aces, or the ace decided not to.
Now,
15,000.
now on pure position, Toth will take down this pot.
15,000.
And that's why position's so important in No Limit Hold'em. When both players miss the flop, the position can take down the pot.
15,000.
That's 15,000 to Orlov. Just explain to us, Jeff, for those watching who may not be poker aficionados, what do you mean by position? Why is it so important?
Well, Olive's got to act first, and Toth has the advantage of acting second. Obviously, they both haven't got strong hands. If it comes to the situation where they both miss, the guy with the position will win the hand a majority of the time just by simply betting. He's aware that his player hasn't got something. He bets representing something and takes it down. Position is very, very important.
Dennis Kalo to act first here.
Fold. Raise.
Raise from Rybachenko, and he's got the big slick, ace-king.
Raise to 14,000.
Not going all in, interestingly. 14,000, he says. He's got about 18,500 back.
I like the bet. I like the raise. The amount 14,000. He doesn't want to throw out someone with ace queen or ace jack. He wants to induce that call. So 14,000, reasonable amount. Might get called by ace queen, ace jack, and be in a great position.
Ideally, narrow the field, find a caller with an inferior hand, or at least make it a race. Well, he's got Corral here with a pair of sixes, and it's only 10,000 more to him.
Right. Corral's going to call him with a pair of sixes, rightfully so. If he's trying to hit a set and double up his whole stack. He'd like to see a few small cards. He'd have ace-king on his mind. He's got the experience to realise Rybachenko would have the ace or the king in his hand. That's kind of like the flop which Peter really doesn't like to see. And there you go, he's going all in.
And he's testing Rybachenko.
That's a great bet.
You want to take the on if you've got two overcards, it's going to cost you.
Right, I like that. I like that bet. Straight into your face. If he's got the 9, good luck to him.
Is this an automatic fold for Rybachenko?
No, not really. Not really. He realises he's got two overcards.
It is 3,000.
He might even still thinking that he's got the best hand. I mean, in this case, Carroll's got two sixes. He hasn't got the best hand, but there's two diamonds out there, and he's got to start to think that he might be betting in with his flush draw, and that's what's going on in his mind. That the ace king still might be the best hand, and that if he